Okay, so you've decoded what's alive, but can you name it without losing marks in the exam? Last time we talked about metabolism and logic. Today we're talking about the chaos of millions of species and how to sort them. I'm Cody, and this is part 2 of our NCERT Line by Line podcast.
Hello again, students. If part 1 was about the logic of life, part 2 is all about the logic of order.
Exactly. We're diving into classification and the taxonomic hierarchy. If you've ever struggled to remember the order of kingdom, phylum, and class, or why a mango is called Mangifera indica, keep those earphones in. We're going NCERT line by line. Dr. Sirius, where did this chaos start? Which brings us perfectly to that second challenge, organization. We have millions of species. Why did we absolutely need to invent a global standardized system for naming them all? What was the problem with just local names?
Oh, the local names were utter chaos. Imagine trying to do science globally when the same plant might have 20 different common names in 20 different villages. Or even worse, the same common name might refer to 2 completely different plants or animals in different places.
Communication nightmare.
Complete nightmare. Science relies on clear, unambiguous communication. You simply cannot discuss or compare research internationally if you can't be absolutely sure you're talking about the same organism.
So standardization, what we call nomenclature, became essential. But you can't just slap a standard name on something randomly. You need to know what it is first.
Exactly. Nomenclature requires prior identification. You have to correctly describe and characterize the organism first, understand its key features. Then you can apply the standardized naming rules.
And these aren't just suggestions, right? There are governing bodies.
Oh yes, there are strict, internationally agreed upon codes. For plants, algae, and fungi, it's the International Code for Botanical Nomenclature, the ICBN. For animals, it's the International Code of Zoological Nomenclature, the ICZN. These are the rule books everyone follows to ensure each organism gets one unique, universally recognized scientific name.
Quick check for the listeners. If a scientist discovers a new species of algae or fungi, which code must they follow for the naming? Is it ICZN or ICBN? It's ICBN. Remember, botanical includes algae and fungi in this context. Don't let the animal versus plant distinction trip you up on the exam. Okay, so this whole effort, identifying, naming, classifying, falls under specific scientific disciplines. We often hear taxonomy and systematics. Are they the same thing?
They're very closely related, often used together. But there's a crucial difference. Taxonomy is more the what and how of organization. It's defined as the science of identification, naming, and classification of organisms. Its basic processes are characterization, identification, classification itself, and nomenclature, the practical nuts and bolts.
Right, the mechanics of sorting and labeling. So what does systematics add?
Systematics adds the why and the history. It takes all the taxonomic information and puts it into a broader context by considering the evolutionary relationships between organisms. It's the study of the diversity of life and the evolutionary history connecting it all.
Ah, so it's taxonomy plus evolution.
Basically, yes. The term itself actually comes from Linnaeus's great work, Systema Naturae, system of nature. He was laying out a system, but implicitly, he was also grouping things that shared commonalities, which we now understand reflect shared ancestry.
Linnaeus, Carolus Linnaeus, the father of taxonomy. We have to mention him when we talk about naming. He gave us the system we still use today, right? Binomial nomenclature.
Indeed, the elegant two-name system. Every species gets a name consisting of 2 parts, the generic name, the genus, and the specific epithet, the species identifier.
Like Homo sapiens for us.
Or Mangifera indica for the mango tree. It's beautifully simple and universal.
It is. And because it needed to be truly universal, it came with very specific rules for how to write these names, rules that scientists all over the world adhere to.
Let's quickly run through those 4 main rules. They're quite straightforward. 1. The names are generally Latin or treated as Latin, and they must always be written in italics when typed or individually underlined if handwritten. 2. The first word is the genus name. The second word is the specific epithet. 3. The genus name always starts with a capital letter. 4. The specific epithet always starts with a small letter, even if it's derived from a proper noun. And sometimes you see a name tacked on the end.
Ah, yes, that's the author citation. Often you'll see an abbreviated name, like Lin. For Linnaeus, written after the specific epithet. This indicates who first validly described and named that species according to the rules. It adds another layer of precision. High-yield detail here. In the name Mangifera indica Lin. Is the Lin part written in italics? No, the author's name is written in Roman type, not italics. Only the genus and species get the italic treatment. So, Latin, italics/underlined, genus capitalized, species lowercase, optional author. Simple, clear, global. Brilliant.
Achieved clarity, which was the whole point.
Okay, so we have the names sorted. Now, how do we actually structure the classification? You mentioned classification as one of the processes of taxonomy. It's about grouping things into convenient categories, right?
Exactly, based on observable characteristics. And the scientific term for these categories at any level is taxa, plural taxa, singular taxon.
And it's important to remember that taxa aren't all at the same level. Like mammals is a taxon, but so is dogs and so is insects. They represent different ranks or levels of grouping.
Correct. Classification isn't just one step, it's hierarchical. It's a series of nested ranks, steps within steps. We call this the taxonomic hierarchy.
Can you lay out those main ranks for us? Usually, there are 7 key ones people learn, starting from the most specific and going up to the broadest.
Sure, the traditional ascending hierarchy goes species, genus, family, order, class, phylum, or for plants and fungi. We usually say division instead of phylum. And finally, kingdom.
Species, genus, family, order, class, phylum/division, kingdom. Okay, and the absolute base unit, the foundation of this whole system, is the species.
Yes, and that brings us back to Ernst Mayr. The biological species concept defines a species as a group of organisms capable of interbreeding and producing fertile offspring in nature. That ability to interbreed successfully is the key criterion at this fundamental level.
That definition really anchors everything above it.
It does. And the crucial principle of the hierarchy is this. As you move up the ladder, from species towards kingdom, the organisms grouped together share fewer common characteristics. Conversely, the lower the taxon, closer to species, the more specific characteristics the members share.
Okay, let's make that concrete with an example. Maybe big cats?
Perfect. Take the lion, Panthera leo, the leopard, Panthera pardus, and the tiger, Panthera tigris. They are clearly different species. They don't typically interbreed in the wild.
Right, but they share many features. Skull shape, retractable claws, general body plan. So they are grouped together in the same genus, Panthera.
So species within the same genus are very similar. Now what if we go up a level to family? We take the genus Panthera, lions, tigers, leopards, jaguars, and we group it with another genus, like Felis, which includes the domestic cat and its wild relatives. Now, a lion and a house cat share fewer characteristics than a lion and a tiger do.
Definitely fewer.
But they still share enough fundamental cat-like traits overall: anatomy, carnivorous nature, certain sensory adaptations, that we place both genus Panthera and genus Felis into the same family, which is Felidae. The cat family.
I see. And then you'd contrast that family, Felidae, with another mammal family, like Canidae, the dog family. They're more different still.
Exactly. Dogs and cats are in different families. But wait, if we go up another level to the order, they get grouped together again.
How does that work if they're so different?
Because the criteria for grouping become broader. Both family Felidae and family Canidae, along with bears, weasels, seals, and others, share fundamental characteristics related to being placental mammals adapted for predation, so they are all placed together in the order Carnivora.
Ah, okay. So the shared characteristic at the order level is carnivorous placental mammal, essentially.
In broad strokes, yes. And then you keep going. Order Carnivora is grouped with order Primata and order Rodentia into the class Mammalia.
Because they all share even broader traits: hair, mammary glands, warm-bloodedness, the defining features of mammals.
Precisely. And then class Mammalia, along with class Aves, class Reptilia, class Amphibia, class Osteichthyes, etc., are all grouped into the phylum Chordata, animals with a backbone or notochord.
And finally, phylum Chordata, along with all the invertebrate phyla like insects, worms, jellyfish, make up the highest rank we typically use, kingdom Animalia.
Correct. And you'd have parallel hierarchies for kingdom Plantae, kingdom Fungi, and so on. It's a beautifully nested system where similarity decreases as you ascend the ranks.
It really puts the diversity into perspective. Okay, so given this complexity and just the sheer number of specimens involved, taxonomists must need some physical tools, some resources to actually do their work and keep track of everything.
Oh, absolutely. You can't just rely on memory or field notes. There are several crucial traditional tools,
which we will dive into in Part 3. But before we sign off, it's time for the NEET-coded final PYQ challenge. Listen to these 4 ranks: order, genus, kingdom, and species. According to the NCERT hierarchy we just built, which of these 4 will have the highest number of common characteristics shared between its members? A, kingdom, B, order, C, genus, D, species. Drop your answer, A, B, C, or D, in the comments. If you get the logic right, I'm personally dropping a red heart on your comment. This has been Cody from NEET Coded. Stay focused, and we'll catch you in the next chapter.